my spaceman's favorite color.
What color?
Not mine. Don't tell him.
Orange. It's an ugly color. I'm kidding. What? There's someone in here that likes orange and is just like, hey.
Amy likes orange. Happy Halloween. Okay. All right. How many people we got in here right now? 17. We'll wait a couple more minutes. And ground rules are, hang on. Allison, I'm going to tell I'm talking to the aliens.
Okay. Ground rules are that, I don't know. Just, don't be a dick.
Uh-oh. He says they can't get in here.
Who?
Oh, that's hilarious. That's Sarah. I didn't know. Sarah. Never mind.
So we're going to just go through the questions that everyone had asked ahead of time before we, open up the floor to more questions.
Okay. You know what I do sometimes, and I think you won't mind if I do it here, is that I'll do like a little 2 or 3 minute meditation and then a little light language just to get everybody on the same vibration and pull us all together and focus together.
I like that.
I've been practicing on channeling other people's light language because I've been doing my husband's all along and didn't realize it. He's been like my security blanket apparently, and I'm supposed to branch out. And I've tried, but it sounds so similar. I'm not sure if I'm doing other people's or not. Whatever. Still got a good message. Okay, we're up to 19, but we're only at 3:03, so people are still logging on and finding their way. I'm gonna spy and see who's here. Hi, friends. Hi, Danny.
So Sabina, you said whose Christmas tree's already up? Mine? Yeah, mine's up. Mine has a skull on top of it. Ha.
I have them all year round. My kids have them in their bedrooms. Josh has a blue one and Layla has a pink one, and I just stick all of her hair crap on there. So it's just her bow. It's got bows, bracelets. She's you. Oh, turn off your microphone, everybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I'm like, what's that? I'm all like, is it aliens? I'm all excited.
You're funny. Okay. Yeah, Pauline's gonna click mute. Oh, we'll spank her.
I clicked mute for her. I clicked it for her. I hope that wasn't rude.
I didn't know we could do that. She just clicked it herself again. She's consistent. No, I'm muting you, Pauline.
Okay.
Okay.
Aha.
Aha.
Hold on. Apparently, mute all users except no. Because then that would mute Carrie. So everyone's just, whatever. Okay, so Carrie, I think we should have you do your light language now. Because it's 5 minutes past 1.
Okay, you guys. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you just a couple minutes. I don't have anything planned. No, it's my MO. And then I'll just jump right in to light language, and then we'll get started with our space fam. Woohoo! Okay.
I'm logging out of Facebook. All right.
Oh, I should do that too for all those little beeps. Goodbye, Facebook. Okay, everybody, I got my feet on the floor. I'm not barefoot though. I got slippers on. It's coldy to me. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. And breathe out. I want you to breathe in and fill your belly up with air and hold it in. And then breathe out. Push all of the air out so your belly gets big. Push it. Breathe in. Now you're filling up with fresh air because we emptied out. Hold it. And breathe out. Now I want you to take a little walk down a path. and it's a grassy path, and the grass feels cool under your feet, and you start to hear a river not too far away, so you follow the sound until you see it. And when you get there, you see that the sun is shining on the water and making sparkly diamonds. And they're floating down the river, these diamonds. And with these diamonds, I want you to take any kind of intrusive thoughts about your laundry or your grocery shopping or anything that you got to deal with, toss it in that river with those diamonds. And all of that stuff will be waiting for you when you're done if you still need it. And if you don't, it'll just dissolve and recycle at the bottom of that river. Another deep breath in. Hold it. Breathe out. One more time. Hold it. Breathe out. And continue breathing at a pace that's comfortable for you. I'm going to try to channel. Oh, maybe I'll ask for Minerva. Okay, Minerva, I'm going to try to channel your light language. Isihili ili ili usuhini nini ini nini unununa ani ini usunu nini nini ananini ini unununu nini nini ananini ini ununini nini ana nunu ono nini nini ananene ene hene ene unununu nini na ana osono nene ene nunu onanana anana sanene ene nunu ala ene o. I'll keep going until I'm done. Okay, take a deep breath and open your eyes. Time to party.
Hey.
How you feeling, Hermina?
You remembered. Good. I'm doing good. All of them were leaning in when you were doing your thing.
Really?
Yeah, there's, we counted. Well, I didn't count. I had Sam count. There's about 217 Sarsahr in my room.
Hilarious.
All around, like they're behind me too. So if you guys pay attention at all, you know, maybe you'll see like energy or something, orbs. I don't know.
Wow. How do they all fit in your little room?
They don't. They don't all fit in my little room.
It's little for
But
200.
Yeah, if there's like, since they're energetic and they're here, they can be through the walls and stuff and still do all that.
So they're like all the way up to my aunt's house then.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So hi everybody. Hope y'all doing great. So Kari, you got the questions, right? So let's just dive into it.
Okay, I have the questions, and just like Heather said, I'm going to go through them one by one. If we get through them all, yay. She might get tired. If you need to take a break or get water, go pee, you just do that.
Yeah.
And yeah. And then hopefully we'll get through them all. And if so, I'll take questions on the side. You just type them in with capital letters, but that's a ways off. Okay. So who are we talking to first? Sammy or just a collective?
Just the collective. They'll come in and answer whoever it's for. They're all
okay.
Here.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say a quick greeting to you guys, and I'm really excited for this. I'm nervous, but not bad nervous. So I'm looking forward to this, and here I go. Okay, this first one is from our friend Sabina, and she wants to know how any of your senses may differ from ours.
They're all mumbling amongst themselves. They're like, oh, all talking to themselves. I think there's someone else with their mic on.
Yeah, Leilani. Okay, she got it. When that happens, Heather, I'll look for it and deal with it.
Okay. How are your senses different? Okay, well, they said they smell differently than we do. They're much more sensitive to smell, and they can smell farther away. Their eyes are different in that they don't see color the same way we do. They said they don't perceive color the same way we do. That was their word. They said that you would perceive them as being colorblind, but they're not colorblind. They think of their eyesight as far superior. Of course they do. just something you should know, and something I want to say. They have huge egos, and I'll get into that later. Not in a bad way. Relax. So, they can see the smallest scratch on the wall, something that you wouldn't be able to see with the human eye. So this is how they also win at card games in Vegas. They'll see the small little scratches on the cards, and they'll memorize it and say, oh, that 2 scratch right there, that's the number 2, that's the card of spades or whatever. And they'll, yeah, so they cheat. And that's how they do it. They don't count cards. They said, although sometimes they do. Another sense is that their hearing as well is far superior. They can hear at a much longer distance, so about maybe a mile or 2 miles out. They're very sensitive, that kind of stuff. They can, and they feel differently too. They said they're much more sensitive to energy than most. Tracy, not cheating, using their resources. It's true. They're much more sensitive to energy than most humans are. Most humans are very, they call it thick, being thick. Yeah, like you. Yeah, they feel it like you do. So they're super sensitive. Okay, so that's the answer to that question. That's the only difference. But okay. I mean, they still have all the same senses. It's just that they're more heightened than ours. Okay. But one thing I wanted to talk about, and which is kind of a concern that, both Kari and I had, not everybody, just, things that we've noticed on a few people, is that you love the Sarsahr very much, which I am so in love with. I love that everyone loves them, but some of them, there's a difference between love and worshiping in a way. Some people are apologizing for being human to the Sarsahr and thinking of themselves as less than. They are apologizing for being human. I don't want you to feel like you're not equal to the Sarsahr, or that they're better, or that you need to be careful around them. I mean, with your humor probably, but just be yourself. It's okay to love them as much as you do, as much as I do, but I don't want you to feel like they're better, or that they're this far advanced species than you. We're all equal. It doesn't matter whether you're a Palladian, human, a dog, an Arcturian.
Yeah,
we're all one.
We're just different, and we have, we learn off of each other. This isn't just about us learning about them, because they're learning about us too. We both have things to bring to the table. And when I was in UK with Allison, she kind of spoke. We were talking to God, and God spoke about that too, and specifically said that in some ways humans are more, I hate to use the word advanced, or whatever. So anyway, keep that in mind. So this is an exchange, and not a not a place to just get starry-eyed and emulate, although we are all in love with them, so it'll be a good thing.
I think the sound is just weird for us, Kari, because we both have our mics on, so it cuts out for us when the other person's talking.
Okay, good. Okay, it's actually okay now. I don't know what happened, but I was like, oh no. Okay, I'm going to ask. Next question is, Sarette wants to know, oh gosh, I have to try to say her guy's name, and it sounds like my guy's name.
Mihail?
Mihail. Let's call him Meef. Just kidding. Okay, Mihail, do you have any messages for Sarette? Anything that she's not aware of or you want to share about the connection?
I love how everyone just parted and opened up and let him walk through. Aww. Okay, he wants to tell her, I want to give specific evidence, but there's not much I can really do other than what he said. He's saying, I just want her to tell her how much I love her. I don't think she's logged on right now.
She's not.
Okay, so he must have known that. And that I'm real, and that I'm waiting patiently, and to not feel guilty for not connecting with me all the time. Because it's not her fault what her heart desires in that moment. I want her to follow her heart and where it takes her. So if she feels she wants to connect with someone else, another entity is what he's saying, is calling it, then that's okay. I am fully aware, and I know the path I have chosen with her, and I know this is what it means to be with her. That sometimes she won't pay attention to me, and that's okay. I'll just always wait patiently. For me, time is of no reference because I live for so long. He said that soon she will be with me and only me. I don't know what he means by that. Sounds kind of creepy, in my opinion.
Well, how come it doesn't? How come you guys are okay with that? I mean, how
Because they
does it
see the
get?
bigger picture. I
Okay.
think that's what it
Okay.
is. And they also understand, especially his generation, like Sam's generation and younger, they're beginning to understand that humans are just different, and they're learning to sympathize with that, the way they function.
Okay.
Okay, next question. Oh,
All right.
I'm sorry. Did you want to say something else? Yeah, she says no, that's fine. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, Andrew and Janelle asked, "What can you advise me to find my mission on Earth?"
Okay, one of them. He's much older. Oh my God. He's like, like a higher up kind of Sarsahr being, sophisticated, I guess would be the word. He said, we cannot tell you what your mission is. That's for you to do yourselves. He said that we cannot foresee your future, nor can we foresee our own. He said, whatever you feel is your mission, that is what it is. Um, he says to follow your heart the most. A lot of the time humans don't do that because they feel that they have to be a certain way because of what society tells them. But he uses a different word than society. I don't know what it was, so I'm just going to say society because it's most similar. And he's saying to learn to do what it is that makes your heart feel joy and helps it to sing. And it may be something that's not lucrative. And what he means by lucrative is money. It doesn't make a lot of money. He said, I don't want humans. He said the one thing that keeps humans so depressed is money. And he's saying, I'm not saying money is evil. It's just that humans put a lot of prevalence into how important money is.
Right.
What makes it
Sacrifice their joy for it.
right. But at the same time, if we don't make money, we can't survive in our society.
Right.
And he says, I'm aware of that. But find a balance between your real life mission and also being able to sustain yourself. Don't make it that the job that you have to sustain yourself. Don't make that the most important part of your life. Don't make it so it takes over your entirety of your life and you have no freedom for yourself. He said, try and find the balance between your soul work and your earth work, is what he's saying. I hope that
Thank you.
answers.
Yes, that's really good advice. Yeah, what I would say too. Okay, Brenda, our friend Brenda she's asking Sam a question. You've talked before about your people being called the Watchers. Human legends say the Watchers came and ended the war between Atlantis and Lemuria. Was this your people? And if so, can you explain in more detail? And if not, can you explain in more detail about the Watchers and Enoch? Just wants to know anything about that Watcher stuff.
So I'm saying that's a human perception. They called us the Watchers just because we would watch and we would protect. But did you help with that war? He said yes and no. We didn't end it. We just tried to facilitate it, tried to, we didn't directly interfere with it as some would think. We didn't come in with weapons and help at all. We are no different than what most extraterrestrial beings are doing now, where they're just watching over Earth and will indirectly interfere with, say, for instance, he's saying the Atlanteans didn't have this or the Lemurians, but say they had a nuke that they were going to set off and it could have destroyed the entire planet. We would interfere and make that nuke be minute, or I don't know what kind of word he's trying to say.
Inert.
Yeah, there we go. Try and make it so it doesn't work anymore, so it wouldn't destroy half the planet. So that's how they would interfere with their war. But they try to make it so it'd be a more peaceful resolution rather than something that could have been detrimental.
Okay. And did you know Enoch or your people?
Enoch's a book. He's saying, I
No,
don't know Enoch.
it's a man. Enoch is a man. He's one of two humans that actually ascended into archangel status once he crossed over.
Well, they saying they don't know an Enoch. But they said that there's he's trying to get help from somebody with answering this. Okay, so someone older is coming in and answering it, and he's saying that a lot of the stories over time have been misconstrued, and they're not as truthful as they once were. So over time, the real story has been muted and covered up with, ego and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's saying that, and some of the time, the stories that are associated with the Watchers weren't actually associated with them at all. They just kind of confused them and assumed that every extraterrestrial that looked similar to them was all the same, and they were all the same being, and they're not. So he's saying it's hard to say that we are the Watchers. Really, it's a collection of different extraterrestrial species that were the Watchers.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to move on. Thank you. This is from Caroline, and she wants to know, I would like to ask if the Sarsahr Liam has any messages for me, as well as what his personality is like.
Liam. Is there a Liam? Is there one that calls himself Liam? I'm like, they're all looking at each other, but nobody's stepping up. That's not to say that Liam isn't real. So I don't want Caroline to think that at all.
Okay.
Hold on, let me just give it a minute. Okay, someone said there is no Liam here. I hope that I heard that right, and I hope I didn't disappoint somebody.
Well, don't feel bad. It's okay. Okay. We're going to move on. And I'm just going to put out there, Sarsahr, that if anybody has a message for Caroline Harden to pop in, just interrupt later on with that message.
No, I do. But it's not Liam. It's a woman.
Oh. Okay. Well, she'll take a message.
She said he's my brother. And that he's not feeling well. So he couldn't come, plus he's working. I don't know what he's working on, but I think he was working late or something, and I think he just doesn't feel well. Something like that. But she said that the only reason why she's speaking up is to show her that he's real. So
validate, yes. And sometimes that's all you need is that little tweak. Okay.
So she's saying that for the next few weeks, he may not be present in her life or show her signs because he's trying to get over she's saying it's nothing serious. It's just a common cold for them, but they take longer to heal.
Okay. Our men are like that too. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay.
That made all the women laugh over here.
What I was really saying is that they're big babies over here. Okay, Heather Monroe wants to know. She would like to ask Charlie, what is your typical day like and what do you like to do for fun?
Okay, so Charlie's really tall. And he looks like he's a soldier type. Like the way he stands and shows himself is like very broad shoulders, a thick chest, all puffed out like he's Mr. Macho Man. I made him laugh. He is a warrior type. Not like he's super violent, but he's a very proud, very honorable warrior. Yeah, well, Sam's a warrior too, Sabina. So he's and he's like about 8 foot tall, 9 foot. He's old then, if he's that tall. And what was her question? I was just describing her.
What's a typical day like, and what does he like to do for fun?
He watches
Oh.
the children. He helps guide them through the desert whenever they want to go on a field trip or go anywhere, really. He helps to protect the teacher as well when she's out with the kids. That's his work day. And defending the children, since that's their future, is a very honorable job. Not everyone can have that kind of job. And he's saying that he's very trusted and he's working through the ranks, is what he is saying. He's very proud of himself. I think he's saying, I am the one that they call the tour guide. So he is in Charles Hall's books, and he likes the name Charlie.
That's awesome. Somebody else mentioned tour guide. I'm going to get to that question, so don't disappear. I need you again, Charlie. Okay. Next question is from Elise. She wants to know if any of the Sarsahr that she's connecting with have any messages for her.
Elise, is that the one with the two? She's got the two guys.
So, you go, okay. Girl.
She only has one now. She has one step down. Because he knows deep in his heart that Elise has already chosen the other one. I forgot his name.
Am I on track with that? Somebody's stepping.
Huh?
No, keep going. Elise, what's your guy's name? Do you know?
It starts with an M. Micah. I think I remember that, Micah. But that's the one that has stayed. Okay. Only one to a customer. It's true.
I know.
But the other one has stepped down, and the one that started, his name started with an F. I mean an S.
Stefan, right?
Stefan. Yeah, that was my guess. I could be wrong. It was just a guess.
Okay. But I'm following along the thread. Okay. Yeah.
So Micah's here, and he just wants to know that. Okay, so he's like Mr. Romantic. So and a lot of the Sarsahr are blushing because they're witnessing this, and he fully gets down on one knee and kind of does this like huge bow with his hand like this, doing a bow. And he said he appreciates her having chose him. And okay, I'm gonna want to get this right, so it may take me a minute. Because I appreciate her having chosen me, and I promise to give her the utmost respect and love that she has ever desired and has ever needed. And I'll do my best to be I don't know if she wants to be okay. I'll do my best to be the best husband that this world has to offer. I think that's what he said. But I don't know if they're going to get married or not. So
I'm just decided for them.
He's saying we will. Like he knows the answer.
How could you not? How could you not accept that pure love?
And he loves her children as well. He watches over them.
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh. Okay, you got a really good message, Elise. You go, girl. Okay, Helen wants to know if she's got herself a Sarsahr man yet. Helen Dancer.
Oh, Helen. Not okay. So Helen, okay, girlfriend. We got three men came up and said she doesn't have one yet, but she has 3 that are interested in her.
Woo, good girl.
But that's up to her to choose, and it's not pressure. They won't get their feelings hurt by it. This is common among their people for this to happen. And one of the men, they won't feel like they lost or anything. It's not like, because they're not super possessive. They're not like, oh, she's mine, because that's kind of like insinuating that she's an object that they need to fight over. They don't think like that. If a woman agrees to go with someone else, then they'll graciously say, well, I'm glad she's happy and she chose, who she has chosen. And they also believe in, true love and all that kind of stuff. So they think, oh, she's just not the one, or else she would have chosen me.
Right. It's like a book agent.
Yeah. So there's 3 of them, and they want her to know their presence are there. I don't know if they have names, but the one in the middle, he's like so much shorter than the rest of them. Like, it's kind of cute. I think he's the youngest, or he's just like the runt in the litter. But but I think he's just younger. I think he's like 17, 18. He's still like an apprentice. He's not anything really. He hasn't started his career yet, and he's still figuring out what he wants to do with his life. And the other 2, one of them, he is more adult. It feels like he would be in the equivalent to a human in his 30s.
Okay.
And this other one, maybe in his like 20s or so, and he's like, the 20-year-old one is like, you know, super, not muscly, but just like you know, another warrior type, and he's super into the whole being a soldier kind of thing. He's super proud about it.
All right, girl, you got some feeling to start feeling, some feels to start, some energy to start feeling on. Make your connections to your meditation and choose yourself a man. 3 of them. Okay. Jeannie Hall wants to know, how do I know if a Sarsahr wants to communicate with me?
One of them, I don't know who it is, it's just saying we'll show our signs. He said you have to pay attention to them. And he's saying your doubt is what makes it very troubling for us to for you to pick up on our signs. Most of the time, we always leave you signs. We're always there whenever you want us to be there. But you just don't feel us, or you won't accept the signs we have given you because you play it off as something else. He's saying the real question is how do you get yourself to believe in the signs?
There you go. Okay, Jeannie, you've got some work to do with opening up and accepting. And Sarah and I, my friend Sarah and I, always say, the more you see, the more you see. So the more signs that you see, the more signs you will see. So be open to them. Okay, Galactic Man Mandala wants to know, what do the Sarsahr beings think of the reptilians and insectoid races?
One of them's asking, what do you mean? Do you mean them as a whole? Because we can't categorize them all in one grouping, because within reptilian races, there's different types. Ooh. Within the insectoid races, there's different types as well. And each of them have their own, they said belonging, but I think they mean mission, their own ideals and things like that. Yeah, he's saying, so we can't group them all. Huh?
Yeah, I was gonna say, just like the tall whites, you can't group them all together because there's lots of different. Yeah,
there's different types. There's different ones, and he said, within each individual, they each have their own values and their opinions, so you can't get them all together. They're saying, the ones that are here that serve a positive purpose, we like, of course. He said the ones that are much more negative based, we don't like so much, obviously, but we know and we realize they're here to hold a purpose as well as the good. He said you can't have the good without the bad. That's just a basic fact within the universe. That's a universal fact.
Duality. Do we have both kinds living here? Do we have like a benevolent and a not so benevolent here on Earth?
They're asking reptilian or within your human race?
I already know the answer about the humans. Let's go with the reptilians.
He's saying the ones that are benevolent, they only come here to visit. They don't live here.
Okay. All right. How about insectoids? I heard my kids are insectoids. Do we have any nice ones over here? How about the praying mantises? That's a bug, isn't it? I have no idea. I'm just looking for something.
Yeah, they insectoids. There's different types. The ones that are negative based, they don't come to Earth. The ones that make contact and are much more peaceful with making contact, they're the ones that you don't have to worry about them because the ones that make contact with humans, they're the good ones. I'm getting the feeling that they're saying that the ones that aren't so good aren't really involved with Earthlings so much. It's very rare. It's not like not at all, but there's more of the benevolent insectoids in contact with us than the other ones.
Okay. We got the good ones. I'm going to stick with that answer.
Okay.
Moving on to Susie de la JC. It's a very long name. Lots of syllables. What if a Sarsahr male falls in love with a human female who has a lot of issues that cause emotional pain? Isn't there an empathic communication between the two? Is the Sarsahr able to protect himself from being affected by the human's emotions?
Okay, so Sam's answering this. He's saying that he touches my shoulder and he's like, I hope you don't find this to an offense.
Uh-oh.
He said Heather has a lot of emotional issues. Well, yeah, I mean we all do. It doesn't hurt. It's fine. I know I have my problems.
Thin ice here. Just kidding.
And he's saying that I feel it, but it's not that it overpowers me and takes prevalent. They love that word over my state of being. He's saying it's more of a knowing. I know that she feels this way, but it doesn't become part of me. He's saying it's different. There's two different between you feeling it yourself as that it's your own emotion and just knowing that your partner feels this way. It's just, he's saying it's not like he doesn't take it personally, so it's not affecting him so much as it would if he was feeling it himself and it was his emotion.
Okay.
He's saying, yes, I'll feel a little sadness if there's somebody, like if I were to feel sad. He's saying if Heather were to feel sad, damn it, I used my real name. Then
Russell, you gotta mute yourself.
He said, of course I would feel a little saddened that she's upset about something, but it's not that it overpowers me and makes me feel super depressed. He didn't say super depressed, but that's my word that I'm going to say.
Well, maybe it's just like us, we have empathy for the people that we love that are going through trials.
Yeah, it's like empathy. He's saying, I think Susie's question is really her worry about if she were to have a partner, if he would feel sadness for her. And he's saying that you won't cause him to feel any pain. And if you do have these emotional problems, he already knows that you have them. And he's still agreed to be with you despite it. So you don't ever have to feel guilt.
Does she have one that's interested? Does she have a guy?
Sam says not that I know of. Sam doesn't know everything.
She's probably been intimidated by that. Okay, Susie, you go get yourself one. She's ready for it. Okay, Evelyn wants to know, when are Sarsahr friends and other species on Earth and in space, when are our Sarsahr friends going to reveal themselves to the world? Is it time? We spoke about this a little bit. What's the consensus these days, Sam? What's the time?
They all said, we have already shown ourselves. And they're talking about how they're showing themselves to the Stardust group and things. So how much more do you need? Do you want us to come in and fly in and it be a public event with cameras shining on us? Is that what you're asking?
A little bit. I want my cell phone out in the desert. Yeah.
Yes, I think that's what they're asking. He's saying, no, that won't happen. It'll happen in small doses. It's already been happening. It's already in the works. So it is already time. It's just, you're waiting for this one sign, but that's not how it's going to happen.
Right. It's trickling in. It's not a slap in the face.
Right. He's saying it would be too overbearing. It would be too much for your species to handle all at once.
Right. Okay. This is gonna be a tricky one. No Bukoshi. Samantha Doherty asks, Do the Sarsahr race find all races on Earth attractive, or is there one particular race they find attractive?
I heard one of them say real loud, no. It
No.
was one of the guys in the back.
To which half? Are they all attractive, or we don't find them all attractive?
It's a personal preference.
Yeah.
Um, you can't just ask us as a group. I think I don't know who's answering this. He's saying you can't just ask us as a group what we prefer because we each have our own likings. We each like something different. What one Sarsahr will like, the other may not. It's all different.
Right. Look at Avery. He's a freak. He goes to all the planets and hooks up with all kinds of that snake lady.
Oh yeah.
Personal. Okay. Shanna wants to know, have you been hanging around my house inadvertently spooking my dog?
Some of them are laughing. They said that some people's animals, regardless of what they do, they'll get scared, even if they'll try their best not to scare them, because one of them said, we know how much you humans like your animals, but we try not to scare them out of respect for you. For us, we could care less, but for you, we would do our best to respect your animal. But it doesn't matter what we do, they would still be frightened because they can pick up on us. They have heightened senses that humans don't have. And they'll pick up on us regardless. Whether we're outside your house or we're about to approach, they can feel us coming.
Sometimes Mama Cat gets weird. I see, is Avery here? But you didn't see this because when you looked away, you said something about how much we like our animals, and I started licking my chops. Okay. Donna wants to know, did a Sarsahr being visit me during a reading I did for my neighbor?
Well, we have to first find out who it is. There's 217 of them here. All right. Well, did anybody show up during a reading at any point recently? Well, there's one guy over here, and he's kind of raised his hand. He said, I showed up, but I don't know if it's the right person. So
tell us.
He's saying he was doing a reading. It was a woman doing a reading for another woman. And one of them had blonde hair. So whoever it is. Yeah.
Okay. I know, it's 217. That's funny.
I know. 217.
That's my old apartment number too, 217.
Huh.
My driver's license. Danny, what is my driver's license say? She'll tell him. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna move on. Sharon wants to know if there are any Sarsahrs living in Florida.
Not living in Florida, but they'll visit Florida.
Okay, well, they ride the rides or something. Woohoo!
Well, they said it's too dangerous to live in Florida because of all the hurricanes and the weather and they said I don't know if it's crocodiles. Is it crocodiles over there or is it alligators?
They're both the same to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, big chunk guys. Funny, they're scared of them. I mean, I'm scared of them too, but that's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, they said that they've heard children getting eaten by them, so they won't go near wherever they are.
With those tumbleweeds, they're not as bad. Okay. Tracy wants to know, do they keep, I don't know what they mean keep, do they keep hybrids that carry more human genes than Sarsahr genes? Maybe they mean, do they keep the babies? What do you mean by that?
I don't know if this is a man or a woman. It's a woman. And she said, hold on, let me try and imitate her. She said, what, you think we just throw away our babies because they don't come out the way we want them to?
I don't know if that was the question or not, but that's the same response I would have had.
One of the men, he's much more calm about the answer. I think this woman got upset about it. He's saying, no, we do not. He said, we've never had, we've only had a few human hybrids, but none recently. And I don't know what he means by recently. And he said, but we do not rid our society of hybrids who do not look like us. He said, that's cruel.
Do you,
Huh?
you guys can take, because I'm just thinking about, babies. Do you just take like little bits and pieces of the human? I mean, can you like make it like a puzzle? It doesn't have to be like half and half. I'm wondering. You can take like just the pieces that you want from this and the pieces you want from that, and
They say
sew them
that
together.
they only do that on very rare occasions when they're trying to avoid, say, some type of family ailment that gets passed down.
A
But
genetic
they don't try and manipulate genetics. They find that to be unethical unless it's for the health of both the mother and the child. So they don't.
So when
like
we're
to
having these
manipulate.
babies, it's pure half human and half Sarsahr.
Yeah. It's half and half. They don't manipulate anything. It just comes out the way it does.
Interesting. I'm gonna have like a triple flavored one. Okay, let's see. Leilani wants to know. I have an herb I believe will help them heal their broken bones, which I want to share with them and help them grow so they can harvest it and use it for themselves. My question is, will and when will this be possible?
Okay, so they already started answering before you finished the question. So go back to what you were saying. So first off, she mentioned that they could heal the broken bones, they all got interested and like leaned in. But one of them is saying that he was talking to another doctor. I think it was two doctors, like kind of having a side conversation, and they were saying that, yeah, I can pick up on your side conversations, so be careful. He was saying to the doctor that they were saying they don't know if the herb they'll be able to ingest it because some of the food they can't have, some of our plants they can't eat. So they're saying, oh, maybe we can have a taster try it and things like that. They're like,
Royal taster. Just kidding. It doesn't need to be adjusted. What is it, Leilani? Is it a secret or you want to share with all of us?
yeah. I'll give her a minute to type, but comfrey? I don't know what that means.
Is that a tea too?
Well, that requires, they mean by taking it into the body.
What do you do? Oh, okay, never mind.
So
Just rub
like
it
a
in.
lotion?
My
Like a
girl.
lotion.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, they said that they would still have like not a taster, but they'll have someone try it, a small application on the skin. They said
That's
that.
cool. I love it.
They're asking where they can find this herb.
Walgreens.
Yeah, they're gonna go walking into the fucking Walgreens.
Order online. Well, she's gonna bring some. Leilani's gonna bring some from the garden. Are you coming to the desert, Leilani? We could put like a little offering out next to our painted rocks, and I'm gonna request that they move our rocks for us. Okay, cool. Well, now you have to come. Manifest. They need their comfrey. Okay. Next question is from Richard. Are any Sarsahr still interested in a friendship/relationship with me specifically? I'm going to ask that question for Russ too. So next after Richard's is Russ's turn.
Yeah, there was the woman who wanted contact with him. She's super shy. She's not. She's in the back.
The escort.
She's surrounded around women right now, and they're like, kind of hugging her a little bit. She's super shy. The fact that he's even asking this question makes her super blush. She's really shy and quiet.
Do you have a name? Maybe we call her Shy Girl. That's sweet.
I think she came up with a name for him, and I can't remember what it was. But you wanted to ask for Russ as well?
Yeah, same thing. Does Russ have a sweetheart?
Okay, so there's a couple women there. It's not the same like with men, with the Sarsahr men, where they're like, you choose. The women, it's much different. They choose you. And There's a couple of them that are looking, but they're not sure yet.
Right. Polish
Does
yourself up.
he have facial hair?
Aren't you a little scruffy? Think so. Can't remember.
If so, one of them says that you need to shave.
That's so funny. Clean yourself up, boy. That's so silly.
Yes,
Okay.
Sam's sister is here. Sam's sister is here.
So
God's sake. The other one's saying, I don't mind.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know the other one.
So
yeah, but
funny.
there's a couple, they're looking at him. Everyone's saying hi to Ellie. And she's
Hi, Ellie.
hello. Like this, putting up both hands. But they're still deciding. I don't know what they're deciding about. They're much more shy and much more careful. So it'll take a while. For them, like a few weeks is nothing, you know, versus for us, it's like, oh my God, you're taking forever. You know, just be patient.
God, it's been 3 hours. Pick me already.
Oh, Ellie came to you during your operation?
Oh.
Sweet.
Panera.
Everyone really likes her. Everyone loves you. I don't know why I started singing that.
It's very popular.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next one is Dagmar wants to know, is there any activity in South Africa from the Sarsahr?
Not a base there's no base in South Africa, but if they have a means to travel there for a reason, whether it's to see somebody or whatever, they will go there, but they won't stay there for very long. And Shana, yes, they do visit you.
Ting.
Yeah.
How long does it take you to like just pop on over to South Africa from Nevada? Like 10 minutes or an hour?
A few minutes.
5 seconds? A few minutes. God, that's trippy.
A few minutes. Maybe like 10, 20 minutes at the most. But even that's if they're just going to go. So they can get there like that if they wanted to. But they said that's overkill. They don't have to go that fast. They enjoy the ride.
World. Okay. Kristen wants to know. Ooh, that's to Stefan. If there are any messages he has for her, and might they be married?
Who? Who was this again?
Kristen Strayer.
Oh, okay.
Or Judy today.
Stefan. Okay, Stefan.
Right.
He's saying it like that. And he's saying yes, that they're married. And there was this whole dance thing that everybody did around him as like a congratulatory. I can't speak. Congratulations. Like, you know, yeah.
You're married, girl.
He said that you two haven't had sex yet. So you were too shy. You were too scared. You weren't ready. And he said he doesn't want to push you. So whenever you're ready, he's ready. He'll wait.
Right. Oh gosh, that's so sweet.
Okay, and he also wants to say he wants to start trying for children right away. They're like that. As soon as you get married, boom, you get started.
Got engaged one day, married the second day, and I think even that same night we were a waste of time.
Yeah, no pressure.
Okay. Monica.
There's something else. Hold on.
Oh, I'm
There's
sorry.
something
I'm
else.
so sorry.
No, it's fine. He took a pause, so I thought it was done too. He wants the women and him want to show her the dress she was wearing. I don't know if she remembers that.
Oh.
It's a silky. It's made out of a different material than they have on Earth. It's their own kind of version of silk, but it's not as soft as ours. It's a little bit rough, but it looks the same. And it goes down past her knees, and it's just like a straight silk dress, and it kind of opens up right here. It's just strapped like a plain strap kind of dress. They're very plain looking dresses that they have. And he said that he found it very honorable that she chose to wear one of their traditional wedding dresses instead of wearing something that a human would wear at her wedding. He said that he greatly appreciated that.
Is there one ship that we're all getting married in? Is it like the wedding ship?
He said it's different. It changes for each person. He said that we have one big ship that hovers above Earth, and that's where a lot of our shipments come in until it's ready to fly in during the full moon, just in case someone comes in early, flies in early. Saying, but we didn't get married on the ship. He's saying we got married on Earth, on land. I don't know if it was underground or not. Was it underground? He's saying yes and no. He said part of it was above the ground, underneath the stars, because that's what she wanted. She wanted to be outside. She kept talking about how much she wanted to be outside. And I don't know if she remembers this at all, but she wanted to be outside. And so he said, yeah, that you love the stars. And so, yeah.
Isn't this
that's
just
why
so
they did
weird?
that. They moved the whole thing for her outside for the bride. So.
It's you, like some kind of princess.
Yeah, and then but for the private ceremony, they had to go inside where their kind of the version of a chapel is. It's not really they don't have a religion, but that's the best way I can describe
sacred
it.
Spot. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Stefan. Got one more message for your girl. You done?
I love her. He has a very deep voice. It's very pronounced. Yeah. That's it.
All right.
That she loves you too. He says, of course. Okay, so next question.
Okay, sorry. Monica is next, and Monica wants to know, I'm interested if I've been contacted because of current evidence. If someone in particular has contacted me, can they introduce themselves or identify themselves and bring through any messages?
Monica's the one with the handprint on her window. Okay, so first off, somebody said that wasn't them who put the handprint on the, I don't know who it was, but I'm thinking it looks like a kid. So, but it wasn't one of them. And they're saying that, yes, they come around. It's a big group of them, not a huge group, but like 4 or 5 of them will come around. But it's mostly because I don't know if she has kids. They want to see children. She has something with children that they enjoy. They want to see her children. I hope she has kids, and I hope I'm not like totally off on this. But they come around for that. She doesn't have a lover, is what they're saying.
All right. Well, you do have some visitors.
You do. There are a few men that come by. Okay, so she does have kids. Thank fucking God. I didn't want to be like super wrong.
No, everybody makes mistakes sometimes, but I know how one mistake would just totally derail you.
Yeah.
Okay. This one's from Zuzu. I feel something and have had 2 dreams to date. I would like validating, if possible, that I've been contacted and have a personal relationship.
Yes and yes. Is Zuzu a man or a woman? Because I feel like there's a...
Zuzu, you have to tell us. I don't know. One of those.
Because I feel like...
There's always an odd picture, too. Remembering right. Zuzu's not here unless Zuzu has a different name in LIL.
I made the FB page after my dog's name. So you're Zuzu, Wendy.
Hello, Wendy. Now we know.
Is your dog male or female dog? Maybe that's where I'm picking up on male energy. Yeah, okay, so that's why. Anyway, but there is a man here. So I thought maybe it was a Sarsahr that was a homosexual or something for a second, because that would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, but there is one, and he's quiet. 2 girls and a boy. How cute. But he's not saying anything, so I don't know if there's anything else she wants me to ask. But as far as I'm concerned, you have contacts, and you have dreams, and he says that you communicate best in your dreams. You're less frightened. So you'll be
Are they
asleep.
romantic?
It's more, they can be, like, the feeling of it, I guess, the energy around it is more comforting and loving. But he's waiting for her to take the reins, is what he's saying. To push him where she wants the relationship to go.
Okay.
He doesn't take control. But he's saying that when she's sleeping, he'll hover above her and seep in through her mind through that way and send her messages and feelings and things like that.
Okay.
I hope that resonates, Wendy. Ugh. God, this makes me so nervous doing shit like this.
You're doing good. I mean, she spoke about dreams, and then he answered about dreams. So you're doing great. Okay, here's from Margaret. Why does Ian give me the feeling that his eyes are more green than blue?
Lauren, they're here energetically, so yes, they can be in more than one place at once. More green than blue. Ian. Okay, so here comes Ian. He's trying to push through the crowd.
Hi, Ian. I've heard about you.
He's shy. He has a bit of a speech impediment, a little bit. He kind of like a stutter almost. And he's a bit shy. He's blinking a lot because he's shy and he's messing with his hands. You can relax. I'm not going to bite you very hard. I don't want to scare you. Okay. He's saying that his eyes are blue, but they can turn green because it's a rare genetic, they don't call it a disorder, but it's a weird genetic kind of just whatever that some of them will have.
That sounds like a beautiful genetic
anomaly. It depends on the mood and the way the light's reflecting.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
Margaret,
so they'll turn.
That's so sweet. She was here. Yeah, she's here. Oh, that's so sweet.
Okay.
Do you have a message for Ian?
No, that if he makes contact, there's other people that are with him. Like there's 2 other men that come with him for support because he's that shy and that unsure of himself. And that's something that I picked up on that she should know. I don't know if she picks up on other energy there with him, but yeah.
Oh, he's so sweet.
Okay.
Oh.
Next question.
Michelle wants to know, what kind of math and measurement system do they use? I don't care about this. I don't like math.
Okay, so sorry, there was someone that was stepping up. They're trying to discuss how they're going to explain it.
Okay.
One of them is one of their scientists, and he comes up. He said, I've worked with humans before, human scientists. He's saying our way of measurement is different in that we have more measurements. So say you have your 1 inch. We will have your 1 inch is really 4 inches to us because we have little tiny inches. He said that's the best way I can explain it. So he's saying, but that's just how we choose to do our measurement. It comes out, of course they have more. Yeah, but
they're superior. Just kidding.
He's saying, but that's just because that's how we, the physics worked on our planet where we come from. It wouldn't work so well on your planet the way you chose, the way you choose to do things. Our math would be off. He's saying, and that way math isn't universal. A lot of your scientists believe math is universal. It's only universal based on your reality and the dimension you're in.
God, that was such a smart question, Michelle. We'll have to channel math one day. See if that's possible. Okay. Frazier wants to know if any of the Sarsahr that visited his house are with you today, and if they could talk about any of the interactions that they may have had.
Who's this?
Fraser
Okay.
Truly Call.
Okay, there's two. There's a woman for sure. And I don't know if I don't feel like it's romantic. I think it's more of she just really likes his house and his area that he lives in and him. She just like a friend, kind of platonic kind of thing. Platonic, more like curiosity. She just wants to get to know how he lives and stuff.
Okay.
And it's his birthday today, right? I think it's his birthday. I think I saw that on Facebook. But anyway, happy birthday. But there is a woman and she comes and she's a bit awkward. I don't mean that in a bad way, but she will trip over things and she'll knock things over. And sometimes she doesn't use the device right. In his, trying to like get him to, go back to sleep so she can walk past him or whatever. Sometimes she won't do it right because she gets so nervous and she fumbles with it and she doesn't want to end up hurting him on accident. And so then he'll wake up and he'll think he'll see her or something or whatever or feel something. And she's like, oh, crap. And, she tries to run out the window and she'll fall. And so be careful of like things that are knocked over at a place, screwed. Because that's
oh
her.
my gosh, that's my kind of girl. I fall down so many times. I'm not even embarrassed anymore. I just pop back up and keep on going. Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Be careful, though, girl.
I see a picture, like an image of her trying to walk. I don't know where he has steps at in his house, but it's like one step or something that leads up into the house or into a room. And she trips over it every time. Like she's so unsure of herself, like in her body. She feels awkward in it. So that's what I'm getting. And there's two men that have started to come with her to help her because they're like, this is ridiculous. So one of them is her brother, her older brother. Yeah. So he's the one who uses the device now on her. Bless her heart. Yeah. Bless her heart.
Oh, she's funny. I like her. I want her to come see us.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've gone through our questions. So I've asked people to ask some in caps on the side here. Slow down. Don't anybody type for just a sec. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not even going to read them. That's too much.
Good? Okay.
Yeah.
Can you, Hermina, can you ask if the questions that Nicole hears and answers are really happening? Who's asking her questions if it's a real interaction? Anybody talking to Nicole?
Ask if questions I hear and answer are happening and who is asking. They're happening. I feel like it's a group of women. And sometimes it's a couple of men, but it's like a group of them that come in and they're asking it collectively. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does to me.
Yeah.
Okay, we went through questions. I'm going to ask her a question.
Okay.
Am I pregnant?
Is she pregnant? Yes, and everyone's cheering. So everyone, he comes in. He just came in. I think he's working today, and so he's in and out. So.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they're saying that they're monitoring you extensively because this is new kind of technology that they're using.
Was it 2 nights ago? Remember I messaged you at 4:44?
Yeah, 444. They said that it happened that night, but you weren't pregnant yet that night, but they had started the process. And they said that conception, we call it conception. They call it something else. It's much more scientific. And it says when the embryo started forming, it didn't happen until afterward, till like a day afterward.
Wow. I've already got names. Okay, I'm just going to put that away for now. Think about that later. Okay, next question is. Stop bouncing. Okay, everybody wait.
Yeah, everyone stop commenting for a second so she can like scroll through.
Okay. Does Danny have a Sarsahr guy or girl? Just the
She's the one. She
Sarsahr.
wants. She's doing the artwork for us, right? Uh, he is helping her with it. And he adores her. I don't know if he's in love with her, but he
Oh,
really likes her.
baby Galileo, you know.
Yeah,
That's so cute.
yeah,
Oh, Danny's got a guy. Yay.
yeah.
Okay. Wait, okay, I gotta scroll back up because everybody wants to bother and bounce all around. Hang on, hang on. Okay, okay, I'm getting closer. Has Pauline been contacted?
Pauline Brody.
Yes.
I heard no, but I know she wants to be contacted. But so it's not that it won't happen. It will
Just
happen.
hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, it
All
just hasn't
right.
happened yet.
Next
I heard.
time we'll ask again, okay, Pauline?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
But,
Okay, what about Sarah Panera? Does she have a guy? She didn't ask that question. That's my question. She just wants to know any message.
does she have a guy? Um, no, she doesn't have a man, but she they kind of look in on her and watch her, just to see her everyday life.
Uh-oh, Sarah. They're on to you.
Yeah, and um, yeah.
It jumps around. So now I just got to apologize to you guys because this sidebar jumps around so much. So when I'm pausing, that's why. Okay. Okay, Sarah, Ashley wants to know if Silver has a message for her and how she's doing after losing her baby.
She lost her baby. Silver lost her baby. Oh, that's sad. Aw, she's doing okay. Um, but she still says she appreciates the offer. I don't. Sorry, I burped.
She only did it channeling, but no, all the time. That's my girl. She
that,
announces it like we don't know.
that she's not talking. She's not talking much. Um,
Okay.
but she's just saying she's hanging in there. I hope I heard that right. But she's doing fine. She's saying not as hurt as she thought she might be. She says she loves you too.
Aw. Okay. Is Liam's sister open to a friendship? If so, what's her name?
She says, yes, I am. She's very, like, she's not super playful like a lot of the Sarsahr women are. She's much more right to the point and blunt and just kind of like career oriented, I guess you could say.
Okay.
She's saying she's coming up with a human name right now.
Cute.
She's saying because my name you wouldn't be able to pronounce, and it sounds like oof, this is an interesting sound. Her real name is like this weird chirping sound, and it kind of sounds like a gurgling noise, and it goes up high pitched, super high pitched.
So interesting.
Yeah. Margot or something. I don't know what she's trying to say. She's saying to come up. Yeah, something with an M. Maybe I'm not hearing it right because I'm really bad with hearing names. I've always have been. So
You often, don't usually interact with names.
yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. Never mind. Okay. All right. My next question might be, do they have any, do you have any questions for specifically Brenda or humans in general?
Okay, this is where the ambassador is coming in. And he was saying that he wanted to attend this whole thing so he can relay a message to humanity. And if you guys don't know the ambassador, that's Sam's boss. He's like real higher up, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with the teacher, but that's her father.
Oh, okay. I like your kid.
He says thank you. That's his only daughter. They only have one child, and it's her. Hold on. I'm going to try and get this right, so it'll take me a second. He says, I want to relay to the human race how much we appreciate their kindness, their love, and their acceptance of our people. He said that in the past, when they've tried to make open contact, it hasn't ended up so well. That it could be perhaps because humans are just not ready. He said, but now that we see they are ready, he said, a lot of the things I do not understand about your kind, but I'm willing to learn. He said, I'm still learning. He says, as we all are. His job as ambassador is to help, he says, heal the gap. Interesting word choice. Heal the gap between our two races. He said, the biggest gap that happened during your Thanksgiving, he's just saying among your Native Americans, what we have witnessed, the treatment of what the other humans have done to the natives when we were friends with them, had made us distrust your government, the United States government. He says, I recognize not all of you are from the United States. And he said, having said that, you may have questions as to why we keep our contract with them. And it's not because we don't feel it's any other option, just because we liked the area we live in. And to stay in that area, we would have to make a contract with your government, since where we lived within the United States. We make it so they can't break the treaty with us. They're too scared to break it for us. Your natives were much too kind, and we have warned them before about the settlers because we saw the way they treated the others. We saw the hatred in their hearts. But they didn't listen to us, and we are not ones to interfere with matters that happen on your planet. He said, he says he wishes well for your species, and he hopes that it learns from its past and continues to grow. He said, you're much more powerful than you know, and you're much more loved than you realize. And he says, thank you. So.
Well, thank you. Thank you for coming and sharing that with us. And I think that we all kind of share a distrust of the government. And I want to take a minute because it's just an observation of mine. But when I've talked to Sam and Avery, there are a lot of blanket statements about humans. And just from your interaction with two groups of humans, the government and our natives, you can see that we are not all the same. No. So keep that in mind, that many of us don't fit into those judgments that are very negative.
He says he knows that.
Okay. Good. Thanks. Okay. So, but I am, I'm very glad you came. I feel very honored that you came and stopped by this, and I just feel so honored to be a part of this. And I'm going to speak for everybody. I think this is so special that we're sitting here bridging these worlds together. Okay. Sorry, I don't want to get too heated. Are you ready for some more questions, or how are you feeling? Okay. Ambassador, I don't want to cut you off. Do you have any other messages, or?
He said, no, that was it. He said, that was all for my speech that I had prepared.
Okay. Thanks. Do any of the others want to come and just, do you have questions?
Some of them, the younger generation of Sarsahr, like they're little kids, they're like in their teens, their mid-teens.
Huh?
And they just all yelled, we love the humans.
That's so cute. Are you going to come to the desert, teenagers?
They said if our moms let us.
That's so cute. All right. I'm going to paint some rocks. You come check out our art while we're sleeping.
They're asking if they can paint rocks with us. And
I
I'm
would
saying,
love to paint rocks.
as long as it's okay with your moms, I don't have a problem.
They won't freak us out because they'll be our height.
Yes,
So
and the humans love you very much.
yes, we are this group of humans. You have nothing to fear from us except maybe our own screams if we might get freaked out. But we just love you so much. There's no
I freaked out last night when I saw Sam. I screamed. I almost screamed when I saw him. So it was just like, no, I'll save that for later. But let's go to more questions. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Kristen wants, oh wait, I'm going to back up and just go to where I left off as best as I can. So don't type, you'll get in trouble.
I'm so tempted to type now.
Okay. Can the Sarsahr explain how your aircraft works? Your propulsion? How do you make yourself blast off?
I say that as a secret.
Oh, okay.
We will not tell you how they work.
Magic. Spaceman magic. Shiny science. It carries over here. All right, next one then is, ooh, how'd I get way up there? Oh, pixie, yep, pixie dust, that might be it.
Oh no, 9. Just scroll up.
Are you guys typing again and messing me up? Okay. Okay, here we go, Sabina wants to know if her guy has a name. What's Sabina Sarsahr's guy's name?
No. Oh, she has a guy? I forgot what I channeled earlier. I forget.
I know, me too. I'm just going with this.
Okay. It was the really tall guy, right? Super tall, right?
I don't remember. Sabina, we don't remember.
Whatever, I don't need to remember.
All right. Meditate on that one, girlfriend. That's your own memory. Okay. Heather wants to know if Ellie.
No, hold on. He said he's waiting for you to name him. A lot of them like to be okay. So one thing I need to explain about their culture, because some of you guys are like, "Oh, well, I have to name him because whatever." Okay. In their culture, the children aren't named by the parents. They find that really strange. Usually, the child will name themselves when they get old enough, or the family will designate somebody that they find honorable and very loving to name their child. So usually it's someone outside the family that they consider a close family friend and all that they would choose, name my child. So when they ask you to name them, to them, that is the greatest honor. And that's the most love that they can show you when they say for you to name them.
Oh, and then you get to pick a name that you like.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Somebody wants to know if there's, I don't know where it went because somebody bounced me. I'll find it, but is there too much? Oh, fuck. Sorry. It just popped out. Okay, Cindy wants to know if there's too much dysfunction in her house to be contacted. She's got somebody that lives in her home that is an alcoholic, and she wonders if that is a deterrent.
No, it wouldn't be. They said that if the alcoholic is awake or disruptive when they're there, they'll just put him to sleep. If they really want to make contact, they usually, it's the same procedure that they do with everybody. They put everyone to sleep and they'll walk around and explore.
Is Shelley Silva getting visited?
Shelley Silva. Is Shelley blonde?
Shelley, are you blonde?
And Heather is saying that you skipped your question about Ellie. Like you were there, but I think somebody commented something, so you got no. Okay. Then no. There's someone with blonde hair that hasn't asked a question. There's someone they're waiting for. I don't know who. It's a small group of them. Then the answer is no. Not that they want to reiterate that it's not that you won't get contacted if you haven't yet. So just saying it just hasn't happened yet.
Okay. Okay, I found the question. She wants to know if Ellie sought her out, and she says she appeared during my massage session and brought with her a little blonde girl. Oh, it's popped off. A little girl. She bring little kids with her to the massage.
Yeah, she has two daughters. One of them's around 4 years old, and the other one's like kind of a newborn.
Okay.
Okay. And Ellie says she feels a strong connection with Heather, and she says overall with any mother within Stardust, she feels a really strong connection for, like a love for. She says she likes to help mothers in general, whether human or not. She loves helping mothers.
How do you help?
I don't know if Heather is a mother or not, but she doesn't matter. She said she just feels a strong connection with Heather. Okay, cool.
Oh. Heather, okay. Gosh, they're fighting over me. Where'd Heather's go now? Okay. This is a little frustrating.
I'm sorry.
Where is Heather? Heather, what's the timestamp on your question? That's Heather. Wait, oh, there's one. Oh no, that's sending love to Sarah. Okay, 1416. Thank you. That will really help me. Okay. So, God, can you imagine doing this by yourself? 1416. I don't even have that on mine. Maybe it's 1616 because we're in a different time zone.
Okay, I got it at 14. Well, for me, it's 1411.
Okay. Oh, that was Heather's. Oh, no, we just did that one.
Okay, so the next one is Cindy. You did Cindy. Shelly. Sarsahr. Donna's asking if the Sarsahr interact with the Archangels. That's the one we're on right now.
Thank you.
Okay. Morning. Archangels are okay. So sorry. I was trying to explain to them what archangels are because they got quiet, so I assumed they didn't know what we're talking about. But I guess they know. I got a little offended that I was trying to explain to them. Said not like you do. We don't feel the need to have to contact archangels. It's a very human thing.
How come you guys aren't more interested in connecting like that? I understand that it's like been there, done that for you, but why isn't it not more appealing to you? Like the ultimate prize for our groups.
Because humans feel the need that they need outside help. They don't have the power within themselves.
Maybe because we already feel so disconnected, that is a way to make us feel connected, where you guys just always are up in each other's biz.
Yeah. Okay. So. Okay. So Kristen is the next one. We're at 1413. Okay.
Okay. Did we ask about Shelly Silva's getting visited? I feel like I'm getting visited. Okay, Kristen. Will I ever be able to remember my encounters, or how do I? I want to know the same thing, and I guess we're just choose to remember.
Yeah, they don't control your memories. They don't erase your memories unless, like, they don't want you to remember a certain aspect of the trip. Say they didn't want you to remember the inside of their spacecraft. That's the only thing that they would do, but they won't erase the entire memory of the contact because that defeats the purpose for why they're there.
Classified information.
Right. But they said that it's up to you to remember. They always say that. It's
Yeah,
always up to you.
that's tricky. That's somebody that we need to ask our higher selves that kind of question. Okay, let's see. Do any of them have a message for Leilani?
Her exuberance is what attracts them to her, like her excitement for them. And to keep at it with just I don't know if she's constantly thinking about them all the time, but they can feel it every time, like they feel her excitement for them.
Oh.
And sometimes it's overpowering, but not in a bad way, in a good way.
Okay, that's funny. I can see that. She's just so excitable. Okay. Donna says, I have 7-year-old twins and I'm open to let the Sarsahr children interact with them. I'm open to that too. I wonder how much if there's any interaction in any way.
As long as the mothers, there's a mother saying that as long as they have the permission of the mother, the human mother, then they will make contact.
I would love that. I mean, I don't want my kids to be scared, but I have been kind of talking to them that, they're being, I don't make it scary, but, they like to come check it out and see what you guys are doing. And if you ever see anything, don't fear it. Say hi. So I do encourage it because that excites me. So come play with my kids. Shiana wants to know, do the Sarsahr that visit my house have any messages for me? Are they getting a kick out of my kooky family?
Shauna, does she have a dog? No.
Yeah, I think she's the one that had a dog that the energy was bothering, fooling with. I don't know, is that right?
Yeah, she's the one with that. I keep forgetting. I'm sorry. I'm getting tired.
I know. Go just a little bit longer.
They're saying they enjoy the energy in your house. It's wild. There's always something going on. If that, I don't know if that resonates with her, but they said there's always something going on. So it's kind of like watching a good television show. There's always like even something as small as having to do house chores. That is entertaining to them, watching just humans live their everyday life. One of them saying, think about it. If you could watch us live our everyday life, you would find even the most mundane activities interesting and just enjoy watching us.
Funny. Well, when we were talking to Minerva, who's our oversoul, mine and Heather's oversoul, she told us to build a bonfire out in the desert and get hammered and dance because they want to watch us do all things human. We can do that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask, I'm going to go just one more question because I see you pooping out. And this one a lot of women are interested in, and they want to know if they can still conceive even if, their human bodies, say that they're in menopause and that shit's over. Can they still carry a Sarsahr baby?
They don't go through menopause.
No, I mean our women.
Oh.
If I was like 60, can I still have a baby, a Sarsahr baby?
They said yes. Well, they said as long as you're still creating an egg. But if you want to be a surrogate, then you still can, even while going through menopause.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
They said that's what the bubble is for, that they place inside your uterus. He said even if you don't have a uterus, one of the doctors saying even if you don't have a uterus, that's what the bubble is for anyway. It acts as a uterus, its own uterus.
Okay.
So you don't even have to have one.
How big is that bubble? Tell them to show you. Like, is it like a jelly bean or a plum? I always compare things to food.
Like this big, something like that.
Gosh.
That it's flexible. Yours is more hard. They made a new one for you, but
is it on the right side? Ask them.
They said that they don't control where it goes. They'll place it right in the middle, but it may move depending on where it goes. So
I don't know if I'm feeling that back pain or not. Did Avery come back? Does he have a love message for me before you poop out?
No, just that he loves you. And he just kind of, he's like super, he's in the back. He comes like every time he gets mentioned, he'll come running back and be like, let me answer real quick. I think he's busy doing something.
Okay, well, Avery, you have to come back when Heather and I are chatting and come, pour love all over me, okay?
I'm so fucking exhausted. I'm done. I'm sorry I didn't last a full 2 hours, but
That's
whatever.
okay. We got questions and then some. So what I want you to do is go eat and drink and chill out, okay? And for everybody else, I'm going to thank you for coming. We had some really great questions. That was fun. Can you play my news? Okay, so that's it, you guys. Thanks for coming. And from this link, you can, after she's done, just as if you're going to log back in, there'll be a recording button. And she may or may not figure out how to put this on YouTube. I'm sure she'll figure it out because she's like that. But look at her. She's a fucking zombie. Look at her.
What?
Okay, Heather, hang up. You're done. We love you. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Sarsahr. Thank you. We'll do it again one day.
Okay. Yeah.